What's good? You're now tuned in with Off Docs Podcast. Get some drink.
I stay off them perks. I be sleep but never lack.
My boy, I got you on the
What's up?
podcast, bro. How you been, bro?
Been all right, dude. Chilling out. You know, same
Yeah.
old.
I feel you, bro. How did you find yourself just creating on here? How did you get introduced to the Quest, the Oculus?
So the only reason I actually bought an Oculus was at the time I was living in another state, and all of a sudden I had to kind of just up and just leave everything there. So like all my other game systems, everything got left in the other state, and then when I came back home, I didn't really have anything,
Yeah.
and I don't really feel like purchasing everything with the new generation coming out and all that. So I was like, well, I'll just get an Oculus. I was like, I'll get a Quest 2. So I bought the Quest 2, and originally just kind of started out me like playing Onward, me like playing like some other Beat Saber, you know, the typical games that you would find in the Oculus store. And at the time, Horizon Worlds was still like invite only, so I couldn't really get on here. And then I put it up for like a year, or not even a year. Like it was probably like realistically, it's probably like 3 months. The time's distorted in here. It seems like so. Probably put it up for about 3 months, and then when I put it back on, it said Horizon Worlds was available, and originally I was like, man, that game looks stupid.
Oh, so you got this back in like 2020, 2021.
Yeah, I was like, man, that game looks stupid.
Yeah, like, it ain't even had no legs. That shit look terrible with no legs.
I'm like looking at it, the ad and all that. I'm like, man, this kind of looks dumb. This don't look like nothing I'm gonna be into. And then one night I got me some drinks, and I was sitting down, and I was like, I'm bored. I'm tired of playing Onward, tired of playing Beat Saber. Threw this thing on, and then bang, I went into Horizon Worlds, landed in the soapstone, ended up having a really fun night overall. And then, you know, kind of met a couple of friends. And then from there, it was just that was kind of a wrap, dude. It was like, now I'm on Horizon Worlds all the time, you know? It's like, so.
Yeah, it kind of wrapped you in there.
Yeah, so originally the whole goal was like, come in, have fun, do some little bit of trolling, but like not like the crazy trolling, dude, like actual fun stuff. I dress up like an old lady one time. We'll go around and like mess with all the dudes and stuff, like, and like, but it was all just fun stuff back then.
On some Medea type shit.
Yeah, dude, it was a good time. And that was before I got into like creating and stuff. So I spent like my first year in here just networking and talking to people and building up like a friend group and a following, I guess you would say.
Oh yeah, what made you kind of? Say what?
Go ahead.
What made you kind of like when you built your following and stuff? What made you say, okay, I want to start building some worlds and stuff? It's kind of cool.
Well, it's funny because like I never thought that I was gonna actually do it. You know what I mean? Like I was always like I'd go into these worlds and I'd be like, wow, I don't think I could ever do something like this. You know, like I'd always being like, wow, how'd you do that? You know, typical like new user experience. Walk in, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? How'd you do this? Wow, that's really cool. Like, so I had like an interest in it from the get go. So, anyways, typical new user experience. Freaking. Yeah, that's where I was at. So how'd you do this? How'd you do that? And then I met with my friend, The Legend, and I met my friend Boots. And one day they drugged me into build mode. And
oh, shit.
When I say they drugged me into build mode, I willingly went. But they drugged me into build mode. And you know, I sat there and pretty much watched them build this whole world. And I had already kind of started to build it, but I didn't know how the snap tool worked. I didn't know how anything worked. And so they kind of came in and gave me some pointers. And then I was like, maybe this isn't really for me. I'm really bad at it. So I didn't really build anything else after my first world, which is still published, by the way. I still have my very first world published. It's a pile of crap, but
oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely go visit it after this interview.
Yeah, it's a good it's a good testament to like for me like how far I've come
Yeah.
since I started. But yeah, we went in and they kind of showed me how the snap tool worked. They told me about like all the Z ripping and all that stuff and how not to do it, how to do it correctly a little bit. And then I took a lot of inspiration from Takatado's work. And so
Who?
any chance I got Takatato,
Takasato.
yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard his name and thrown around in here before, but
I'm
he
probably
was like,
researching.
yeah, he was like one of the first people I met that was like doing commission builds and was like actually like making moves in the metaverse as far as the creative side of things go.
Yeah.
Um, but I took a lot of inspiration from him. So I would like go in and analyze his build and look and see like, okay, well, what shapes are these that he's using? Like, how is he doing this? And then I would like went and took my own style to like the techniques that I saw him utilize. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
that kind of like that just kind of propelled me into like a whole different era of like where I was at.
Is he like
So
a creator on the Oculus, or he's like a artist in real life?
I mean, I don't know too much about his personal life. I don't know what he really does outside of his personal life, but he was creator on Oculus when I met him pretty much and was doing all the like I said, just doing commission builds for people and things like
Oh, that's
that. He
fire.
actually was the one who built the very first Paradise Beach Club. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, the very first one he built it for my friend Tito, um, who passed away. Um,
Oh, R.I.P. bro.
yeah, yeah. Tito had that. He commissioned Takatato to build that world. So um, that was that was. And then once he passed away, man, it's long winded. When he passed away, that kind of like even inspired me a little bit more because it was like, he always wanted to just hang out with his friends in a space.
Yeah.
And so I started helping another person for a little while on their world, saw that I kind of had a knack for running events. And that again, that was like another thing, just propelled me right into the next level of creation and the marketing side and all of that. It just kind of all like everything just kind of fell into place for me. It was kind of weird. I couldn't give you an exact thing, but once I realized this is what I wanted to do, man, I was like, I'm doing this.
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
went crazy with it with the promo and everything.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm pretty much all in on the metaverse right now. So, um,
Yeah. What
you
made
know,
you
I
kind of What
go
made you
ahead.
kind of go with that type of like? I looked at your builds, and I see you kind of went with like all DNA, like futuristic space DNA themes type thing. What kind of like
Yeah.
made you? Was you just like what I'm saying, like galaxies and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? What made you kind of want to do that type stuff?
So, when I first got on, there was like, I just kind of identified a market that really didn't exist yet in
Yeah,
here. And that was like postmodern futuristic design.
facts.
Um,
Yeah, you're right.
you know what I mean? And like, so I kind of like sat back and I was like, man, there's really not like a lot of like space style worlds where you can like just kind of go wherever the heck you want in the world. Like everyone has barriers or there's boxes or there's walls and roofs. So like if you go into my worlds, like very few of my worlds actually have roofs. Very few of my worlds actually have like big walls that actually, keep you from going places and things like that. I want people to explore and kind of like get this sense of freedom.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Which is also kind of coined where the infinite name was coined. Like, because with infinite there is no like, and with infinity there is no boundaries. So when things are infinite, you're limitless, you can go anywhere, you can do anything. So
yeah,
um
facts.
that's kind of that's kind of why I wanted to do it too, is because I just seen how locked down some worlds are, and people were like, well, we don't want you to go here, we don't want you to go here, and we don't want you to go here. Well, why'd you build it? You know, that's
For
my
real.
opinion. Why'd you build it? You don't want people there. I want
That's
people
facts.
everywhere. You know what I mean? I want to be able to get everywhere. I mean, granted, you get a little box. It doesn't have to be pretty to have your little management tools in and stuff like that. But, you know, I saw you don't see a lot of VIPs in my world or anything like that just because, you know, it counteracts the brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
facts.
but I did that also. Like, you know, I've always kind of liked physics. I've always kind of liked science. I absolutely love space. Um, with DNA specifically, the theme for DNA is macro and micro.
Oh,
Well, I
that's
guess
hard.
technically it'd be nano, you know, macro and nano. So,
I fuck with science. I fuck with
you
science.
know, yeah. So like macro obviously is really big,
Yeah,
and nano is like
small.
microscopic, super tiny, you know.
I think
And
nano's the tiniest there is, right?
yeah, like that's why there's a giant DNA strand floating out in space, because where the hell else you ever gonna see that? You know what I mean? Like you're
Facts.
never gonna see that anywhere.
And the
Uh,
what you call it? What they call that? The scripting on it is fire. I like how that shit twirling and stuff. All the scripting in the world be fire.
yeah, like that was yeah. I did sync. I synced up all of the rotations and stuff so that like when you if you're looking out at the strand and you're looking at that chamber, you know they're spinning equal speed. Even though the DNA strand is much larger, it technically takes longer for it to like rotate. So, or it doesn't
Yeah,
take longer, but it like all rotates together. So like when you see one side of the strand, you see another side in the chamber. So like it'll be the same like same side. It's all synced up in there and stuff. And then we did the lasers in the sky to make it look like, you know, there's just constant chaos in the sky, things like that.
yeah,
Um,
those are hard.
yeah, we just, I don't know. I just really went, and with that build specifically, I just kind of went nuts. I was like, I was in a really bad mood when I built it. And so I was like, I'm going to build something nobody's ever seen. And so that's where that kind of came from. And, you know, it worked. So I'm pretty, it worked pretty well.
Oh yeah, that
Uh,
world is fire. No cap. I
yeah.
really like that penthouse one too. I like how that oppressor that you made. That
Oh,
oppressor is
yeah.
crazy. I didn't expect it to drive. You can actually drive it. It drives
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
smooth too.
Yeah. That thing, that thing is sweet, actually. It's a little bit heavy, but and it's kind of the way that it works is a little like questionable because like you know you kind of you follow the bike around, you know what I'm saying?
Hell
But
yeah.
the thing is that with that bike, like that was like one of the first rideables that me and Cookie ever made together, you know, and you know, people just like when they saw that thing, they just fell in love with it. The same thing with the little hand helicopters. Like, you know, they're like pretty much staples for my world at this point. Like, I really can't. I feel like I can't build a world and not include them unless you know they're not, you know, not necessary for the world. Like if I'm building a game or something like that. But for as far as a hangout, if I leave those things out, I feel like people just are like, "Hey, where are those little twirly things at?" You know, it's like, I didn't put them in. Well, you need to put them in. All right, fine. You know, like so it's like now
That's
I
the
just add
staple.
them by default. Yeah, yeah. It's but
Oh yeah. I like how the worlds do feel free though. You just run around them.
yeah, you do whatever you need to. You know, like it's kind of great. I also focused heavily on like arcade games for a while.
Yeah.
Uh, so like I have like a whole like I probably got like 3 or 4 arcades worth of games just kind of sitting in the back, ready to go, like just
Do
ready
you
to
have
pop
like
them
a
out.
team? Do you have like a team behind you, like scripters and stuff, or do you script everything and build everything type shit?
I do have a scripter that helps me out. And then like we just built Rocket Tag. I don't know if you got a
Oh,
chance to check
fire!
that out yet, but
Nah, that sounds lit though.
premise of the game is you run around chasing your friends and try to attach a rocket to them. And when you attach a rocket to them, it kicks them out of the map, and you get
Oh
some
shit!
points. Run around, collect orbs. There's a nuke in the middle that you can launch and stuff, and it's pretty fun, dude. Like it's not bad at all. Still, it's just a little tricky. It was a little tricky to kind of get working the way that we wanted it to. So it's in a final state, but we're still kind of working out kinks and stuff in it. I'm gonna refine it over time to make it better and better and better.
Hell
But
yeah!
yeah, I have a one scripter, but pretty much everything else is like I build it, and then my scripter comes in, and he comes in, and I tell him basically what we need done, and bang, he'll script it out, and then we're good to go. Anything else, if I don't need it, I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of scripts. Like, so
Hell
most
yeah!
of the time, if I need something done, if it's not custom, I can make it happen, with what I got.
You
So,
what's you call? You ever thought about going tri-mesh, or you guys you like building on Horizon World?
I am working on a tri-mesh world right now.
Hell yeah!
I can't say too much about it really.
Finna
But
drop a bomb on them. Finna drop a
yeah,
bomb on them.
yeah. Well, I don't know if it'll be a bomb because I never had any like 3D modeling experience with like Blender and stuff before. But you know, I'm gonna give it my best bet, my best effort. You know what I mean? The thing
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
I like being an artist um, more than I like being a builder. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
facts. Yeah.
Um, so like I'm not it's taking me a lot longer to do this stuff because I'm actually modeling all of my own stuff and learning as I go. So a lot of retrial and error, a lot of redoing the same thing over and over and over again until it's right. A lot of that going on, and it's like been really it's been really eye opening and really kind of like wow, like the stuff that these people do on these programs and the energy they put into these pieces of work. I mean, some models you could spend 20 minutes on a model, you could spend 4 hours on a model. It just depends on what you want to do to it, I mean,
That's crazy.
something as simple as a cup. I mean, you could literally take and you could get it detailed as you want really, and you could spend 20 hours on a cup just to make it look super fine detail and everything else. But you don't have to. And Horizon, you don't have to for sure, and I would advise against it in Horizon, I think, too. um but yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, and there's a lot to learn. Sorry, hold on.
Heck yeah. You
Sorry,
got
my
that
son
lean.
my son is on one today.
Oh yeah, you good, bro. Oh
But
yeah, that's fine. That's true though. But like that blender stuff, I think you're literally making something from scratch. Like you're literally making like little polygons and stuff.
yeah, no, you're literally starting with either a cube or a face, and
That is crazy.
the rest of it's coming out of my head. Well, and that's the thing is I have a hard time transposing images.
Yeah,
So like I can't really look at like stuff and like build it exactly the way that it looks, but I could like look at a picture and be like, okay, well that's kind of how it would look, so now I'll just build it my way. You know what I mean? And so that's it's kind of
oh
like
yeah.
part of my creative process is just like kind of go in with no plan. Like I don't know,
Yeah,
go
yeah,
in with
that's the way
no
to do
plan
it.
and come up with stuff on the fly. Um,
Freestyle it.
yeah. Hey, it's worked for me so far. So
Is that what you kind of do? Like when you also do you build on Horizon right now though? All those roads are Horizon built, right?
yeah, everything that I have out right now is all on Horizon.
You freestyled those. You kind of like you sat down, drew it up, and was like put this here, there.
Nah, I just straight freestyle them. I just go in and I always say this: fuck around in build mode, and you might end up with a world.
That's
Like
true.
that's pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much it for me. Like you know, like next thing you know, you got a whole fucking world on your hands. You're like, damn, how'd I get here? You know what I mean? And it's just all the little ideas that come into play piece by piece by piece. You know what I mean? And like
That's true.
it all kind of just goes together. But yeah, no, it's like it's interesting, dude. Like I said, I never thought I would be here. I definitely never saw myself getting monetized.
Yeah, so I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you if you got monetized and can actually upload trimesters and stuff.
Well, I mean, again, I gotta be careful when I talk about that. I can say, yeah, I did get monetized. I got monetized last year. Um, and
How does one achieve monetization?
I have no clue. I really
Bro,
don't.
y'all, bro, that's like a secret cult, bro. Y'all be on some secret cult type
It
stuff.
ain't some secret cult stuff. I'm telling you, I really have no idea. You gotta like you just gotta do something that stands out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like you really gotta you gotta I don't know. Like I feel like you just gotta do something that really stands out, that's really different than what everybody else is doing, or is
well,
innovative
you
or
gotta be
something.
popping. It gotta be popping, don't it? The world, it gotta be low key popping.
I don't think that's true either. I don't really think
Oh
that's
shit.
true either. Like I said, I feel like I'm not sure what the whole process is, and I've never really asked anybody or wanted to know because I don't want to like leak the information or something. But all I know is that when I came in, I had goals that I wanted to get done. I knew monetization was a possibility. Matter of fact, I actually quit for 2 weeks and said, forget about it. I don't even want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I quit for 2 weeks and then all of a sudden, you know, there's my notification. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm not done. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I'm not done yet. So that I'm back and I haven't left since. You know what I mean? Uh, but
Yeah.
I don't know how one can get monetized. I just gotta say, it's just like be really original, be really like think really outside the box, and like you know have a mindset of like
You gotta
you
go to a
know
meta Diddy party.
if you want something bad enough, man, if you really 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 want something bad enough, you're gonna do whatever it takes. You're not gonna let all the little pitfalls. You're not gonna let all the little dramas and all the other little shit that happens on a day to day in here. You're not gonna let all of that get in your way. You're gonna achieve your goal, but you have to say every day when you wake up in the morning, I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna do this today. And nothing's gonna stop me. You know what I mean? And
Oh yeah, that's facts.
if you run your life like that or run your ambitions like that, literally I don't think there's much you can't do. You
You
know what I
gotta
mean?
grind. You gotta get
Yeah,
up and
like
grind.
it's a grind, bro. I'm telling you, I was putting in 80 hours a week when I was running DNA all the time. Right now I'm kind of taking a seat because I'm trying to plan out what I want to do next and how I want to do it next. And do I want to like keep running the same road, or do I want to kind of switch up and learn like more of the game development side and learn because there's still things that I don't know in here. You know, I recipe for hangouts, yeah, I kind of got that. I can do that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Um, but you know, like there's a lot of stuff with games and stuff. I don't know I don't know how to make a game. I just got ideas, you know. We'll see, and you know, only can hope that each game that I make with you know my scripter and stuff, that each one gets better and better and better and better, you know, and that's all I can do. But like I said, it comes with that same attitude of you know I need to make sure that you know my mind is in it 100% to win it. You know, like
Yeah.
um And like I said, all the little shit that happens. There's a lot of stuff that happens in here, Horizon, that's distracting. Um, if you want something in your life, I know, and it sounds so cliche because everybody fucking says this. Every rich, famous person, everybody who's ever got anything, blah blah, they always say this shit. Um, just seek it every day. Like go for it every day. Don't let up. Don't rest until you got it. And then when you got it, get ready for your next move. And then when you got your next move down, get ready for the next one. Just keep going and like don't let your fucking breakups bother you. Don't let them stop you. Even if it gets you down for a little bit, your friendships, if you lose friends, whatever the fuck it is, you get a slow period, you do this. Don't let that shit stop you because the minute you stop is the day you admit defeat. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, that's true. That's some true shit. Yeah.
So it's okay to take breaks. It's okay to take mental health time, take care of yourself, and make sure that you're not like going crazy or like you're taking care of your mind, body, and spirit. Like you need to make sure you're doing that. But
Yeah.
you gotta separate yourself from all the other BS because the number one thing is you're here for a purpose, right? You're moving with purpose.
Yeah.
Writer's pen always says that you're moving with purpose. And when you move with purpose, you're notching freaking spots out in the rocks to climb that fucking mountain. You know what I mean? So just keep going and just drive and drive and strive to be the best you can be, you know.
Facts. When you said
Uh,
next, what you're doing next is you ever thought about going to VR chat and doing some stuff on there?
VR I actually been over in VR chat quite a bit more lately. I am starting to like think about maybe putting something in over there. Um, because why not? And the community in VR chat is different than over here. From what I can
Way
tell, there's
different, way different.
there's a lot of like individual communities that are separated. Which if Horizon ever listens to this, they need to set it up so we got some groups in here so we can have people a part of groups.
Yeah, groups would be
So we can
fire.
push notifications to them in here. It'd be great. But there's a lot of different groups in there, and the cool thing is these groups they find worlds they like, and they go populate them. The world creator doesn't have to be there. It doesn't have to do anything in there. Shoot, I've been into a bunch of worlds in there, and I've never met the creator of any of the worlds really.
For real, they be ducked off.
Yeah, like they're just making worlds, and other people are just kind of operating them for them.
It's like
Um,
it's something about the world that gives it a feeling to where they just love it.
hmm yeah. So if that was one thing, especially with hangouts over there, like just chill spaces,
Yeah.
that's definitely the way it is. Like, I mean, there's definitely public instances and things like that, but I mean, I've had most fun just going in with a couple of friends and then people joining in off of us, and coming in and hanging out with us and not having anybody else around. Like,
Oh
so
yeah,
I
that's true.
mean, if I could drop a world off over there, not have to freaking operate it all the time, and there's a group of people that just like genuinely like chilling in there, then yeah, why not? What am I missing out on? I mean,
That is true.
realistically. Plus, I think the expansion is important. Especially because as a career, this is kind of the path that I'm choosing. Um, I guess on expansion, diversifying is important. And so, like, looking at these other platforms and watching them closely and how they're doing. VR chat's been around for what, 15 years or something like that. So they've
Yeah.
already got
Hell
an
yeah.
established community that's millions of people. You know what I mean?
They do got a good bit of people on there all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, like they've already got an established community. Then you have places like Banter, which I haven't tried Banter out yet, but I've been kind of looking at Banter as like, okay, well, if I can do something in VR chat, then I'll go over to Banter and then do something in Banter too.
I heard
Um,
about Banter. I ain't downloaded it. Though. I'm gonna download it soon though.
yeah. I mean, I haven't played it yet. I don't really like the avatars in there. In
Yeah,
most
I
of
want to
these
see what
other
they look like.
social spaces, the one thing that keeps me here is our avatars, the ability to change them on the fly.
Yeah, the
Um,
avatars look good now with the legs and like it looks. I fuck with it. Like I'm drippy.
yeah.
So I mess with it.
Yeah, so I mean, and that's the
It's
thing is,
better
yeah,
than Rec Room and VR. Well, VR chat is good, but like this is better for like loading. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's good for your loading. That makes
yeah.
sense.
So, I guess with VR chat, it's just gonna be some time. I'm just gonna see about it. I still got work to do in here. Before I really start expanding out and doing anything else, I still got stuff to do in here.
With your new world that you're gonna do, are you gonna do it on Blender or are you gonna build it on here? Where you're
Uh,
not doing
well, my son just kind of poured some water or something all over my computer, so now I gotta fix that. But once that gets fixed, it'll be on Blender. I'll be making it through Blender.
Oh, you gonna go? Are you gonna go with like a real life DNA theme with like the galaxy and stuff? Or are you gonna kind of stray away from that and do some different stuff?
I don't really know. Um, I don't really know yet. I'm probably gonna start by just like recreating a couple of the worlds that I've already built in primitives in here,
Yeah.
and just so I can get like if you jump through my builds, you'll see the progression that I had through all of them.
Oh heck
I
yeah. That's probably what I'm gonna
so
do after this interview.
yeah, so I'm just gonna like work on my worst build. I'm gonna rebuild that in Blender because I can rebuild my worst build in like 20 minutes. I feel like now on just and just primitive. So I figure that's going to take me a pretty good amount of time to do anyways on Blender, and I can put more detail into it on Blender. So I'm just going to rebuild that probably, and then
Oh
release
yeah.
it and see how it goes. I'm not expecting it to be like a bombshell hit, but I am kind of like, I want to get my feet wet, get in there, and just kind of get it done. And then I'll start working on my other ones until I get to a point to where I'm really, really confident in my abilities that I can just make whatever I need to make. You know what I mean?
All right, I know it's gonna turn out fire. I know it's gonna turn out fire.
I hope so. That's what we strive for. So,
Now, when you do a build on Blender,
mm.
I don't know if you know though, but like, is the world you build on there kind of like a skin, and you do all the scripting on Horizon, or do you also script on Blender as well?
I mean, for me, most of the scripting will be done through Horizon. Yeah.
So you'll just build the world as like a skin, just the plain world, and then add the all the others like the mechanics in the Horizon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dang, that sounds crazy, bro. That sounds so complicated.
Uh, I can tell you when I first started doing it, I was pretty bummed out because I have a lot of fun building in here.
Yeah.
Um, but immediately what I learned with Blender was it's very stressful when you have something in your head, but you don't know how to put it down. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
it's like drawing a circle and not knowing how to write with a pen, like not knowing how to use a pen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, I want to put a circle on this paper, but I don't know how to use this piece of technology. You know what I mean? It kind of
Yeah,
like
it
is like
takes the fun out of it.
it does take the fun out of it. A little bit at first. It was like a little bit discouraging at first. But the cool thing is there's a lot of cool people in here. That'll give you little tips and tricks along the way. I'll give you a little bit of motivation, a little bit of ambition. Believe it or not, some of the creators in here, no matter what anybody thinks about us creators, a lot of them are actually really cool, genuine people, and will give you the
Facts.
shirt off their back. Um, but the only reason that they get reserved is because they get screwed over by
Oh
doing
yeah.
that. You know what I mean? So then they get reserved. That's when they stop sharing information, and that's when it happens. So, um, anytime people are asking like big creators for help and stuff, it's like, and they're willing to help you out for free. Be very thankful for that, because it kind of like it kind of sucks as a creator to like know that like that person just used you just for your information and doesn't care at all, and now, or used you for an asset or whatever. It kind of sucks. It's not a good feeling, and it makes you not want to help people. um and
But
I've been down that road where I don't want to help people, but that's not who I am, so I still end up helping people. It's just now I'm a little bit more selective. It's like, okay, well, you want my help, I don't really want anything in return, just like some loyalty, just some
oh yeah.
stuff like that. Like, don't turn around and be like, oh, I got this, look at this, ha ha ha, and or go give my stuff out to everybody else, like,
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking when I this little kid hit me up on Horizon World, and he a rapper. He a kid though. His voice ain't changed yet. He was like, "Can I be on your podcast?" I was like, "Yeah, you can," because I was like, all the big people that's bigger than me done been on my podcast. They be having hella followers and shit. They pulled up. I was like, "Yeah, I let them pull up."
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing. Other than that, though, bro, like, I mean, this game is great, and it's got like there's a lot of opportunity for like for people, to get into like this kind of work and get into 3D modeling and get into like just it opens up a whole new landscape of things for people. Like, it's insane to see like from where it was when I first got on to
Yeah.
now. It's like, you know, if you don't see what this platform is about by now, um, then probably you're probably missing the mark. Like if you're, I mean, as far as the creation side goes, like you're probably missing the mark. The platform is very much about community building. It's very much about brand building. It's very much about like keeping lasting relationships with people and things like that. And kind of like, exploring and building this place. I mean, we're doing that. We're building this place for Meta. Us as creators, you yourself, with podcasts and things like that. I mean, these are the things that are shaping what the metaverse is gonna be in the future.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
we're
That was
just
my goal to kind of bring it to the internet more because I want people to see this.
yeah, we're just a seedling, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Facts.
that's it.
We're the people that got on here. It's only been 3 years. I think
Yeah, it's
about 3 years.
only been 3 years. We're just a seedling, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, Horizon Worlds is dying." Yeah, I don't think so. I don't freaking think so.
I
I
can't
think
see it dying. Yeah.
we're in a little bit of a lull, but I don't. This happens every year. You
Facts.
know,
Like Christmas comes around and that's when
If-
everybody pulls up.
yeah, people get used to freaking. People get used to the Christmas traffic so quickly that the minute that it goes back to the normal traffic, everyone's like, "Man, it's really dead now," and it's like, no, it was really busy before. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
there was another 100,000 people that got on after Christmas. You
Facts.
like now that 100,000 is 25,000 of them stuck around. So now, and then we lost some along the way. You
Because
know,
he dropped the Quest 3 as well.
Mhm. Well, with the Quest 2 being so cheap, it's like getting access to VR now is
Oh
super
yeah, that's
fucking
true.
It's super easy.
And it's at the pawn shops.
Yep. So I mean, getting access to VR is like,
Phone
it's not
now.
a problem now. Like, The only thing is, you know, before mass adoption happens, which I do see mass adoption happening because spatial computing in and of itself, regardless of where Horizon Worlds goes, spatial computing in and of itself is going to be an entire industry. Like
What's spatial computing?
spatial computing is so like basically what we're doing, like augmented reality, not having being able to pull screens up and stuff and like utilize them. Like just say you're using it to hold on. Being able to use live data on the go, no
Oh
matter
yeah.
where you're at, to calculate and like do stuff like things like the Apple Vision Pro, like those things. Those are all things that are all going to be like they're already integrating it into this headset, into the Pro headset, and into the 3. You know, holograms on your table that you can boom, you push it, and then bang, here comes the weather. Like that's gonna be like a thing, you know.
Oh
You may
yeah,
not
it
be
is.
walking around with the headset on your head all day long, but when you need to do some productivity things or something like that, then you know,
Because think about it, they could put that on here on the eyes, this, and they can scan the room. They could kind of, what if they can reverse it? You know what I'm talking about?
oh yeah,
You feel me?
yeah,
Like reverse it to where like it's like hardware outside, but just doing this, but like it's showing shit, but it's scanning your room, and it could like kind of, and it put lights. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Like project.
I mean that Quest 3 can it already does scan your room and stuff. So yeah, I don't see that. I see that already being a thing, like where they're basically. I mean, that's the thing is they're trying to blend the digital world and the real world right now, and
Yeah,
uh, it's going to be a huge thing. It's just right now. I mean, it's already pretty huge, but once mass adoption happens, where there's a headset in everybody's house, because why do I need a computer? I don't need a computer. I can just use my headset to do my homework. I can just use. I mean, you buy this and you can have as many screens, TVs, or whatever the heck in your house as
when
you
it's
want.
not so big, I think that's when everybody will copy. When it's not so damn like a brick on your head,
Mm.
they'll
Yeah, they
buy it.
definitely need to work on the size and the way that it sits on your head. But I imagine one day they'll probably be like like sunglasses. You know what I mean? Like
That's what I was thinking.
eventually the chips. I mean, the chips are already pretty small,
Yeah,
but eventually they'll figure out a way. Like even if it's like you carry around like all the hardware in your pocket, like the Apple Vision Pro has a battery that you carry around. Like if you put the hardware in your pocket and you just have like a cord that comes up and you're
the
wearing
Apple
a
Vision
pair of
Pro looks
glasses.
good. That one looks real nice. That looks slim and it looks comfortable and shit. I want to try it on.
Yeah, no, it definitely looks comfortable. It looks like something you could definitely lay down with and like use. I don't know if you ever tried laying down with your Oculus on. That's not
Yeah, it's
comfortable at all.
yeah, that shit's too much. But the Apple Vision Pro, that shit, like I could really walk around with that shit. Uh, thank you for pulling out to the podcast, bro. No cap.
Yeah, yeah. Dude,
Anything you wanna? Huh? Oh yeah,
appreciate you.
I'm
It
gonna
does
definitely
work.
check your worlds out too.
Yeah, dude. Go through them, check them out. This thing is hold on. Oh, well, we did it. We tried the best we could. There we go.
Gotta have the effect.
All right. Yeah, definitely check them out. I mean, like I said, you can definitely tell as time went on where my progressions kind of went and things like that. So, but all right, man.
And then wait anything you want to tell the people before you dip?
Yeah, dude. If you guys just want something, then go get it.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah.
You know.
That's what
That's
I'm
pretty
talking
much
about, bro.
it. all
Yeah. Thank
right,
you for
big
the
dog.
podcast. Y'all go follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's XxKrAZYxX underscore VR.
All right, y'all tune in next week. Autopsy Podcast.